I'm Louise Newsome, long-standing resident of Nyack for over 25 years. Raised my kids here, went through the Nyack School District. Love this town, love the community, really do. So today, we know we're hosting this event, and it's during COVID. It's during this crisis, and I felt that it was appropriate today to dedicate this event to Michael Leon. Michael was my mum's partner, and 2 days ago, he passed away from COVID-19 complications. So the reason I want to bring this up is because he used a saying all the time. And he used to say to me when we were talking about business things that he would say, Louise, just make sure you're not being a busy fool. Are you being a busy fool? You'd always say, check yourself. And today, this is not today. We're not being busy fools today. This is really important. And we're hosting this event through the Trade and Prosper platform with the support of the Nyack Chamber, the Mayor, and the Village, and you guys being here. 13 businesses, or 12 businesses online today, which is really wonderful from Nyack. Trade and Prosper is a social enterprise with its mission to support businesses, citizens, and communities. And where like-minded individuals meet to trade ideas and information and goods and services. So today we'll be meeting owners of Nyack, who, like so many of us, have been impacted and displaced by the COVID-19 virus, having to shut the doors and adapt to new ways of doing business and supporting their community. But I'm excited to say that proceeds or portions of proceeds today from sales made with our participants are going to be donated to the Nyack Center. The Nyack Center is a nonprofit organization founded 30 years ago by a group of concerned citizens. And the center serves the Nyacks and the larger community of Rockland County by supporting the children, youth, and families through educational and recreational programming. So during our live event, each business is going to introduce themselves to you. And after that, please stay with us because we're going to have a round table discussion where we're going to talk about how we're supporting each other and how we're managing during this time. So I'd like to invite our first participant on, Christine, who is our wonderful tech host for today. Thank you, Christine, for helping. Could have never done this without you. So Christine, come on and share with us a little about yourself.
There, sorry about that. I was just starting a few watch parties, and I encourage those of you who are watching, if you can host a watch party instead of just sharing the video, that will definitely help. I'm Christine Gripman. I run Christine Gripman Inc. And what I do is I work with small business owners to teach them how to do their own social media better. And by better, I mean more strategically and more simply so that it fits into their existing flow of business and doesn't become a whole extra thing that they have to manage. During this time of COVID, I have actually been going live every single afternoon, just trying to provide some free information about how businesses can manage their social media online right now, especially if your business is paused or closed. It's a weird time for everybody, so I'm trying to help you figure out what you can post.
Thanks, Christine. Okay, Maria, you're up next.
Hello, I'm Maria Luisa Whittingham, and I am here at Maria Luisa's boutique, just my little piece of heaven in Nyack, New York. And while our physical store doors are currently closed, I invite you to visit us at our doors are always open at marialuisaboutique.com and use coupon STAY HOME, all one word, for 20% off clothing, footwear, and personal accessories. And visit us on Facebook at Shop Maria Luisa's and Maria Luisa Nyack on Instagram. And we really want to hear from you. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. Gina, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gina, and I'm Gina Lisa Lingerie at 17 North Broadway. Loving Nyack so much and missing it greatly. I've decided to donate 3 quilts And this one on top for the Nyack Center will be available to see on my Instagram page. But basically, this beautiful quilt is donated by Ellen Moret, a local Nyack artist. And it's all about the birds and the bees. And it's filled with life. And the words birds and bees are on here. It's all about the rejuvenation of life. And in this time that's so sad, we just want to do what we can. And we want to raise donations of $25 to each center, one for the Nyack Center with this one. And then this one will be going towards the Pride Center. Look how colorful and beautiful. And then this one is going to go for the caregivers at Montefiore. They're all exquisite and beautiful with such incredible artwork. But the thing is that $25 donations, the raffle, we could raise $1,000. And that money would go directly to these places. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to post it on my Instagram. Find me at Gina Lisa Nyack. I'm briefly closed just for this time being, and I really look forward to being open again soon. As it's my 10th anniversary today, I wish you all the best and hope you're safe at home. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.
Correct. I know on 3 documents somehow it got misspelled. So if you can just announce to everybody the correct spelling.
I'm Gina Lisa, Gena Lisa, Gina Lisanti. I shortened my name for my business, my brand. So Gina Lisa is Gena Lisa lingerie. It's a boutique full of lingerie and loungewear, and I'm a bra fitter. So relax in your non-wired bras and give it a break till we get back.
Thanks, Gina. Okay, Meryl, you're up next.
Unmute. Okay. Hi, my name's Meryl Foster, and I'm an interior designer as well as one of the 3 partners in Archive Home. And a number of years ago, while designing, I began sourcing products for events, which then morphed into a pop-up shop, which was up the street in Nyack, and has now become a brick and mortar retail business that I share with Laura Graham and Jan Blakesberg. It's a lifestyle shop. And our goal is, the same, to continue to give customers a creative vision, present a lifestyle collection. For me, it's housewares, homewares, gifts, accessories, keeping it functional as well as aesthetic and sustainable, excuse me. I guess what we're going to try and do in these days are deliver local delivery, mailing, anything we can do. It's important to provide our customers with our products if they're in need of any candles or things like that keep them happy and comfortable. So with that, thank you. Thank you for doing this, and good health to everyone.
Thanks, Meryl. So let's see, who do we have up next? We have Laura, actually, from Archive Home as well. Laura.
Hi, I am, as Meryl just mentioned, one of the other 2 partners. And Meryl, if you're going to say a little something for Jan as well, you want to do that after me, maybe?
Yeah.
So I am the clothing part of the store. And I think some of you may know, we're sort of a little, somebody came up with a great term for it, shop share. Where we have diverse but complementary merchandise, and you walk into the space, it feels very cohesive. We all know a lot about each other's merchandise and love to sell anything that's in the store. Feel super proud of everything that we have in the store. I guess one of the things I would like people to know about my part of it is that about 90% of my clothing and accessories are resale. This lovely resale blouse. I'm definitely not wearing sweatpants with it. I totally have like pants with a zipper on. Don't worry about it. Yes, local delivery has been a wonderful thing. I've been offering free shipping. Ordinarily, I charge for shipping, but at this time, I'm trying to take that burden off anyone who's kind enough to give us some business. Feel super fortunate to be part of such a supportive merchant community. I grew up in Nyack and have been part of many different businesses over the years, and never been more proud to be a Nyacker than right now. Be well, everyone.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you. Meryl, did you want to come back on and talk about
Yeah,
Jan?
that would be great. So Jen is also one of the 3 partners in Archive Home. Her business is called Everyday Luxury NYC. She designs and handcrafts mostly 18 and 22 karat jewelry out of her New York City apartment. Her work is outstanding. Her designs are current and flattering. She will take jewelry that you have sitting at the bottom of your jewelry box that's outdated, that you no longer wear, and she will give it a new life, something that will fit into your style. So everyone loves her. She's kind, she's open, she always has an interesting story to share. And we're all very fortunate to have 3 different visions, Laura, Jen, and myself, that tie together so well in our one lifestyle shop. Thanks.
Wonderful, Meryl. Thanks. So Kim, you're up next. I know you're on your phone. Come join us.
Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Kim with Crystals on the Rocks, and I hope this finds you all well in what we like to call our new norm. We miss our customers and our interaction with them. We found a creative way to continue to share some of the energy of our crystals via placing an order with us through Facebook, Instagram, website, text, phone. We post daily crystals on a daily basis, like a crystal of the day. We have personally been doing shopping for our customers as well. We are located at 11 South Broadway in Nyack, New York, and we encourage you to follow on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Who doesn't need some more positive energy these days? Keep your crystals with you.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
So I'm not sure if we have Jean Reed on. I'm not sure if she made it. I don't think so. And also I know Jane from the Knitting Nation was having problems getting online. Jane, are you with us? Oh, great. Unmute yourself.
I'm on my phone.
Wonderful. I'm so glad you managed to get on. So go right ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm trying to calm down after trying to get into the meeting on my laptop. Anyway, I am Jane Saffer. I have Knitting Nation at 30 North Broadway at the corner of High Avenue. And March was my 16-year anniversary of being in Nyack. So it's been quite a while. And it was always my dream to have a yarn shop in Nyack. And I fulfilled that dream, and I've been doing it for 16 years now. And I have been closed, at least the doors have been closed, but we have been conducting sales through the phone, through Instagram, through Facebook, and through email. If anybody needs some yarn, and a lot of people need yarn these days because knitting is a wonderful anxiety reducer. And it's been called the new yoga. So if anyone needs any supplies or any help with a project, they can email us at knittingnation@gmail.com, and we can arrange a phone date or Facebook date, FaceTime date to help them. And we've been open maybe once a week or so for curbside sales as well. And we'll be doing that again this week. Not sure which date, but you can email to find out. And for those people who don't know how to knit but would like to learn at this point, there are lots of videos online on YouTube, a lot of help and a lot of support. And I'll be glad to help you as much as I can on the telephone and FaceTime.
Thanks, Jane. Jane, if you want to mute yourself, and also Kim, I think you're unmuted. Like we can hear you a little bit there. Thanks, Jane. I'm so glad you're here to join the rest of the conversation. Next, Manal.
Hi, I'm Manel, owner of Runway on the Hudson, a fun and trendy women's apparel and accessory boutique down in beautiful Nyack. We're located at 68 South Broadway. And ever since this whole thing took place, we've really tried to step up our online game. So I hope that you will follow us on our Instagram and our Facebook, Runway on the Hudson. We do free shipping right now for the time being, and we really look forward to opening our doors again. We miss everyone, and I'm very proud to be a part of this amazing business community. And thank you so much for organizing this platform for us.
Thanks, Manal. Now, do we have Sarah and Will here with Basil Rose? Hi, guys. Beautiful Basil Rose joining us today. How old is she?
4 months.
4 months old. Oh, gorgeous. Well, you guys go right ahead. I'm going to mute.
Okay, hi from us here at Sage's Herbal Apothecary. We hope you are all staying healthy and safe.
We have been quite busy during this downtime and have fully revamped our online presence. And I'm happy to announce that we're actually going to start shipping nationwide shortly after this meeting. We're going to turn on through our website.
Our herbs that are great at helping boost the immune system and have been helpful for people are tulsi, licorice root, usnea, reishi, and many more.
How interesting. We also feature them in tincture form as well, which is kind of like a concentrated dosage of the herb.
We make all of our herbal remedies and skincare in small batches.
Be sure to check online for current sales on our homeopathic items as well as cold and flu items. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Next up, I'm not sure if we have Lauren on from Two Rivers Acupuncture. Do we have Lauren on? Oh, yes, there she is. Hey, Lauren, go right ahead.
Hi. I am Dr. Lauren Dolberg. I own Two Rivers Acupuncture and Wellness. We also had to close our doors, and I miss my patients dearly. Luckily, I've been able to support a lot of my patients and even new patients online. I'm doing telemedicine. So with various issues from the coronavirus symptoms. So Chinese medicine has been treating epidemics for thousands of years, and I'm a board certified herbalist. So we are able to ship out herbal formulas that help with symptoms of the coronavirus, but you definitely want to get in touch, in the early stages. We're also doing formulas for boosting your immune system. But I also treat various other issues. I specialize in women's health and internal medicine. So any kind of, issue that you would have, health issue, gynecological issue, menopause, all that fun stuff. I'm still treating patients through telemedicine. So acupressure, I'm teaching patients, moxibustion, all kinds of different modalities. Sadly, I can't do acupuncture through the internet. I wish I could, but I can't wait to get back to everyone. And I'm so grateful for this community and putting this together. And so you can visit me online on tworiversacupuncture.com. We're scheduling online. You can book your appointments. I'm seeing patients online Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we're also doing all of the herbal formulas online. So we've moved everything online until we can safely open our doors again. So thank you so much, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. And tomorrow I'm hosting an event that is free, and it's all about boosting your immune system, learning about the nature of the virus in Chinese medicine, and things you can do from home to keep you healthy. All right.
Thanks, Lauren.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just so everybody knows who's watching, as we're closing, there will be a slide that comes up with everybody's information on there, so that you can, if you're on your phones watching this, you can screenshot it. You can even screenshot it from your computer as well, so that you can make sure you have everyone's information. So last but not least is Bill. Bill, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, where are you? There you go. Here. Hey, Bill, go right ahead.
Thank you very much. So my name is Bill Batson. I'm the author and the illustrator of the Nyack Sketchlog. So for the last 9 uneventful years, I've been chronicling the village. My last sketch and essay featured the Nyack mask makers, which I think we'll get back to later, but it's an effort among creatives and artists to help provide protection for the healthcare workers at Montefiore Nyack. I'm working on a sketch log about this lantern is from the restaurant Mumbai Dreams. They're doing some incredible work feeding healthcare workers. So I tell stories of the village. I've even written about some of the businesses on this call. I've written about Maria Luisa, and this is my drawing of one of the tinctures from Sage's Apothecary. I encourage people to reflect now on the history of this great village. I've never been prouder of Nyack and the Nyack Strong movement, everything that people are doing, including what Trade and Prosper is doing here. I had a pop-up shop basically every week at the Nyack Farmers Market, but that's been closed because of COVID-19. The chamber's trying to figure out a way to reopen it. The street fairs was another way that I sold my stuff. No more street fairs for a while. So like these other businesses, I am online. If people visit Nyack Gift, which is my online store, there are copies of the book. I think the book is a good activity. There are 52 stories in each one of them. So since people have a lot of time and they're doing homeschooling and they want an activity that's good for adults and for kids, I think the book is a good thing. I'm also donating some of my products for gift baskets and other projects that we're putting together to support people in the community. So the mugs and the hats that I make will be available that way. But as I said, it's extraordinary how people are being resourceful and using all the talents that we have in this community to support each other. I know later we'll be talking about this mask making initiative, but it's time for us to really show our pride. And one of the things that my products do, I believe, is show how wonderful and how unique and how diverse our community is. So I'd like to thank Louise Newsom and Trade and Prosper for this call, and to Christine Gritman for hosting and helping us with the technology. And I'm glad to be involved and look forward to this conversation we're about to have this afternoon.
Thanks, Bill. Well, and thank you, all of you. Really wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. It took a bit to get this together. It was kind of just like a process over the whole week of figuring out what we were going to do here. So I felt it was important to have this conversation now, this kind of like roundtable conversation with all of you, and be able to express and share some things. So I have a couple of questions. And the first one being that, we all created our businesses with a certain mission in mind. And I know with Trade and Prosper, I was creating it with a technology infrastructure that was bringing small business, specifically artisanal businesses, onto a piece of technology, promoting businesses through podcasts and social media. And of course, COVID happened and resources diminished. And I was trying to figure out, what can I do? What's my purpose with Trade and Prosper now? And so doing events like this and hosting you as small businesses in communities is really my purpose now. And it's really, really important. So I'm really asking you the same question. Have you been able to adjust? And maybe you haven't. And so just sharing with us some of the struggles through this time. So I'm just going to, we'll start off with Bill, since you were the last one up, and you want to share a little bit with us?
Well, I guess this would fall under the category of a little help from my friends, because I've quite frankly, and I heard Maria Luisa describe this, I've been paralyzed for a while. I just really haven't known how to transition. I've had the crushing weight of crisis and priorities and securing myself and my family, and my mother's in a nursing home, and that's a very perilous location in this epidemic. So I've been very distracted by all these realities. And it didn't occur to me that I do have an infrastructure to continue to do business. I have a website. I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram account. I have an online presence, but I haven't really been able to focus on it. So when I observed the formation of this initiative from Trade and Prosper, is kind of funny. At first, I'm the marketing manager for the Nyack Chamber of Commerce. So at first I was like, oh, I've got to share this with all these other businesses. And I wanted to figure out a way we got in our newsletter and we're putting it out there. And all of a sudden I had a eureka moment. I said, wait, I'm a small business. So I realized that this was an opportunity for me to reach out. And I think having these channels open, can certainly help continue, one of the things that makes Nyack unique is the economic activity that's generated by small businesses and family businesses. And we have to, in order to keep Nyack strong, keep these businesses strong. So I'm happy to do that. And as we communicate, we spend, like we will on this call, a portion of our time talking about our business, but we're going to spend a portion of our time talking about how do we help others. So keeping, even though it's a new norm, we have to deal with new challenges in the new norm. And I think that you're making that happen. This platform is making that happen. So, I one day at a time, one step at a time. A lot of people have talked about the hard stop, like Will, I think, and Sarah talked about. They were able to now focus energy that they used to be focused on face-to-face sales. Now they're putting things in place that they've maybe had in mind for a while digitally. So I'm doing that as well. And I'm eager to learn from my colleagues, and I'm eager to see what the community is looking for and needs. And this is a great platform. So bravo, Louise.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you. Yes, I think to your point, I think it gives opportunity during this terrible time to actually work on some things that we never, ever got time to do. Or we always complain we didn't have time to do. Lauren, as a wellness coach, how are you dealing with this?
Well, it's definitely been hard. I worked really hard to get to where I was. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only doctorates of Chinese medicine in the county. I think the only one. And, it was 7 years of education. And then I had a practice in Buenos Aires for 4 years and moved back here 3.5 years ago and got to the place where I always dreamed of being. I canceled 90 something patients the week I decided to close. And I had 2 more Chinese medicine doctors I was going to bring on staff and had to put that on hold. So it's definitely been heartbreaking because what I do is so much of who I am. I see some of these patients every single week for the past 3 years, some people twice a week. And I support people who are going through emotional pain, physical pain, and just, doing a lot of transformation of health and working very intimately with patients. So that's been a really hard part, besides from the typical small business closing crisis of, going from income to no income and having to deal with figuring out paying rent and all those little things. But for me, just, being able to do what I love and not really being able to do it has been the hardest part for me. Seeing patients online is great. And every time I do, it makes me so happy, but it's been not a lot, compared to the amount of people that I would typically see. And just doing that, just transitioning from being a full physical presence to an online presence it's not really something I love to do. It's not really me.
So Laura, can I ask you during this challenge? What are you learning? You must be learning some ways to adapt that you've never even.
Well, I'm learning how grateful I am that I do practice herbal medicine. That has been huge because if I just did acupuncture, I think it'd be even harder. The herbs are so important. It's such a huge part of our medicine. And I'm able to treat patients who have COVID-19 and, hopefully prevent events happening that could lead them into the hospital. So that's been amazing. And just basically workshopping every single day with herbal mentors and incredible people in my field who live in China, who have been in the hospitals. And so I'm learning a great deal about these formulas that have been, part of Chinese medicine for thousands of years, treating epidemics. And it's incredible that I'm able to have that access. So that's been eye-opening to me because I usually focus more in like women's health and emotional health, and that's been my focus.
So Lauren, I'd like to just on your point, because I think it's a great segue over to Sarah and Will to talk about what they're doing, with their herbs and remedies as well. Sarah and Will, do you want to pipe in here?
Yes, hi. We've been being able to provide certain types of herbal remedies that help to boost the immune system in various ways, help the body deal with and adapt to stressors and stressors. We have been able to also help formulate certain things for people, customized formulations. We've been able to provide some of those herbs in various forms, not only just the herb as a whole, but also like in different forms as well. We also have a vast network of resources. So if there was something that we couldn't help with, we were very easily able to help others out by providing links and resources to other people that would be able to help. So
I hope you guys are collaborating. Seems like the perfect marriage there between you and Lauren.
I mean, we're definitely also trying to collaborate with other local people. Even like Laura Josephine, who's not on the call, she's a local homeopath. We kind of hosted a Zoom meeting a few weeks ago about COVID-19 and different benefits of homeopathy and what patients can kind of look for in homeopathy and different herbal remedies that kind of help benefit them and really boost their immune systems as well.
Yeah, and even other things like supplementing with different vitamins and such. Yeah,
very important. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, over to Manal. We've got a different type of business. How have you managed to adapt through these times? Have you?
Well, we've always had a very big social media presence, and now it's been more important than ever to really tune into our customers through social media. Keep posting just to keep everybody engaged and remind them that we still are here for them and can't wait to reopen. I've personally driven around to customers' houses and left things on their doorstep. So anything that we can do to stay connected to our customers, that's what we're trying to do, because we just want to keep that continuity going and let them know that we are there and that we will be there to reopen the doors and welcome them back in, hopefully very soon.
Thanks, Manal. No, so you're absolutely right. I mean, this is why these collaborative group events are so important. Just to remind everyone out there that you're still there. We're still here. We haven't gone anywhere. We're just now on a computer screen versus bricks and mortar, just for now. So over to Jane. Jane, you want to come back on and just share a little more about how you've adapted your business?
Well, even though knitting can be a solitary activity, just you with your yarn or your crochet hook and knitting needles, it's become a very social activity over the last years. People join in what are called knit-alongs, where a group of people, either in the same shop or the same town or even in different countries, work on a similar project together and stay in touch with social media about their progress and their experiences with it. And we've had that at Knitting Nation. We have a number of knit-alongs going on right now. And we've been meeting twice a week with people from the shop, online, in Zoom, in fact, just to share our experiences with our projects and what's going on in our lives at the moment. And I've also done some personal deliveries for people when they weren't able to get to the store. The times that I was there, I've dropped stuff off at their houses and I've mailed supplies to them as well. So that's how we've adapted, but knitting is one activity where you really want to see and touch the material. So there's no substitute for actually coming into the shop and touching the yarn, the wool, the mohair, the cashmere, the silk, and seeing the colors in person. And that is one of the things that saves us as a business, because you just don't get the same experience online. But we're doing the best we can right now.
Thanks, Jane. Well, you certainly have your followers. And I think, at this time that people have actually more time to knit. So I hope that you are selling lots of wool during this time. Kim, you want to...
Just one more thing. I think sorry.
Jane, you'll get a chance to come back and talk again on the next loop around. Kim, go ahead.
Okay. Hi. So like everybody else, I think my husband and I have been
sorry, can I just ask
Jane,
can you please mute your screen? Thank you. Go ahead, Kim.
We make a pretty good tag team. I think like everybody else, we're using the social media platforms to keep our customers engaged. And it's kind of working out to the sense where we do get people contacting us here and there. And my husband will run to the shop and pack up whatever orders we have and make one like twice a week, 3 times a week. He'll run to the post office with those orders. So I think at this point, we've kind of found a good workaround, but I think I want more presence on, social media to get us up, keep us up and running. I've been in Nyack for 12 years. So this is like this whole new thing is like a whole new life for us. It's a new norm. It's adjusting. And like Bill, my mom's in assisted living and we're not allowed to go see her. Can call her and do a FaceTime with appointments, but I think this is the new norm for now, but we make the best of what we can do with it.
That's right. It's a very hard time to stay focused and to kind of motivate yourself every day when we're in this kind of isolation. And it's actually really important to do it because it actually keeps you of sound mind during this difficult time. I'm going to ask Laura and Meryl to come on together and, if they can tag team in answering this question as a pop-up.
Sure.
Nyack.
Yeah. Go ahead, Laura.
What's the question? What have we learned? How are we adapting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway that I have business-wise is that, I absolutely have to get a website going. I'll be in touch, Christine. I think we've been fortunate because the majority of our clients are locals and they're super loyal and they do follow us on social media. So when we do post a beautiful plate or a pretty sweater, we get interaction about it, which is wonderful. And maybe something else may be an offshoot of that. So I think for not having a website as a shop, we're doing okay, but it's something that's been sort of for a couple of years. We should. And now, yes, A, we see the massive benefit in that. And B, as has been discussed, there's some time, without all the other distractions that we usually all are living with to really try to make that work and not piece it together, but not be like, well, I have a name, for our website. And now I have this, like, let's
Meryl, anything to add?
Well, I totally agree with Laura. The 3 of us presently, Jan's been going through a situation with family members, Laura and I, everybody sort of we haven't had the moment to sort of all unite. And I know as things move on and move forward, we will get back to the way we were, where we will somehow reach out and be a part of the community where we can do fundraisers and raise money and get back into that sort of atmosphere. But for now, yes, we will develop a website and we will be present on social media. We will continue to do deliveries for people. If, like Laura said, a lot of people do communicate with us on Instagram and Facebook, and that's been a huge means for us to get product out to them. So, and I think something like this, so thank you, Louise, for putting this together. I think getting to hear all the retailers, merchants, all different services is an opportunity to see where everybody's at and how we can all move together in the future as a community, because Nyack is such an amazing, wonderful community for so many people and so many reasons. So thank you.
Yeah, you bring up a good point there, Meryl. I'm just actually wondering how often you all get together and actually talk like this.
It can be a while. It really can be a while, because even though Meryl and I both live in Nyack and Jan lives in the city, we all have other things that we do too. So, we never schedule more than one person in the store. Often we will, two of us, sometimes three of us will be in there, but it's such a tiny shop. It's really a one-man show when somebody is there. So it can take a while.
Right. And I'm even talking beyond you three. I'm talking about everyone up here.
Yeah.
Like how often you come together to actually share your experience and what's going on for you as a business owner in the village. I'm going to move over to Gina and let her have her say here. Hi, Gina.
Hi, I'm being peaceful, and I guess I'm practicing positivity here in my home as I'm not open, and I miss it greatly. I've been in contact with my clients that tell me how happy they are in their loungewear, which is a benefit to the time off. They're working from home. And I provide a lot of fittings through my shop, which I'm unable to do. And at least I know that my ladies are happy. And as soon as they lift the restrictions, I'll be back open. The few things that I've delivered or provided for those who contact me, I'm happy to do, but it's seldom. It's once a week, and I'm trying to be open on social media and Instagram. It's never been one of my strengths, as I'm really I love one-on-one, and my shop, and invites many people at different times, and we have a lot, to share. Stories are shared, even with my neighboring businesses. We've been in touch, and everybody misses it. And I'm taking the time and focusing on the sadness, and I find it very hard for me to focus on bringing profits to Gina Lisa, even though it's my brand and it's my baby. I know that we'll be okay. So not to neglect it in any way. I'm just taking a brief pause. And I'm excited about the things that I'm doing, but I can't wait to get back up. And I post things on Instagram and try to keep myself there in fun.
To your point, I mean, everyone's making such great points here that you talk about being challenged with the whole social media thing. I mean,
yeah, it's never been my thing.
Well, it's, and it gives opportunity, because right now everything is so forgiving. Who cares, right? Just get it out there. Just get yourself.
And I'm grateful for it now. I'm so grateful for Instagram, where before I was always kind of shy and just grateful to be in my shop with my door open and the people and the neighbors and everything was so, I found very joyous, and day by day it was always different. But Instagram, then you get responses from people, and they are interacting with you. And I'm grateful now for something that I kind of avoided. So that's something that I'm, finding to be a benefit at this time. The whole exposure and just keeping myself out there.
Thank you, Maria. I'm sure you have some things to share.
So, wow. We're all on the same journey in our own way, but, we're all working in the same community. We all are kind of locked out of the same community. And I can personally say that, I could say so much. One is that this has been a change that I just wasn't prepared for in any way. And it took me a good week just to stop chasing my tail, because I really didn't know what else to do. It's like, show up at the store anyway and look around and walk around, but really not taking action on the things I needed to do, those quick things that you have to do to sort of stop and keep yourself safe. Finally got those done. And then it's, what do I do now? I have to do something. So I got involved with some local projects, which I think we're going to talk about later, and collaborations. I've collaborated with the Wholeness Center in Valley Cottage, and we're doing some good work together to help each other go through this, but also give to community as well. I'm just grateful of the community that we do have. I'm grateful that we actually have a website that has been up and running for a number of years. And we were actually in the process of upgrading it just as it's all happened. So in the next week or so, we will actually have a brand new website with more bells and whistles and more ability to communicate with our customers on a one-on-one, really targeted. I plan to continue to focus on ethical products that actually are beautiful and practical at the same time, something that you do want. I do believe that there's a value in consumerism when you do it with integrity. And that's what we always aim to do. And for me right now, it's important to be able to start supporting our artisans again, who are sitting in communities where really very little. And it is time to get back to business. I will admit that. I'll be very honest. It's been difficult to want to pursue actively asking for any type of business to come back in. And I've been fortunate that we've had orders coming in. We've been able to ship and deliver orders and gift cards for customers who have the ability to do so and have gone through with it and place orders for gift cards. So I've been busy. I've been very busy just trying to figure out what my next step is. And next week, my focus is to have a bit more normalcy in my schedule, at least for a day at a time, because we really don't know what's going on. But I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to create more of a presence and also really showcase just things that are actually very useful and warming and just care package sort of things that we can all go by. And those purchases also help at other communities and artisans and makers. And it's all a community that we all kind of feed each other as we do business. And collaboration is really what I'm looking for more and more. And I want to collaborate with as many people as possible, people locally, because the more people that we are coming together, the more we can provide for income and no income.
Am I correct in saying, and someone can tell me about that, are you the longest bricks and mortar storefront on this call? I mean, well, it's years, right?
It's been 33 years, yes.
Right. And I know that you've gone through, I mean, we did our podcast together. So for everyone that's listening, Trade and Prosper has a podcast channel that can be viewed on Apple and Spotify, and you'll find Maria there talking about before this about the other things that happened through the 33 years. So in a way, as a seasoned business owner, did you feel more prepared?
Heck no, no, not at all. Prepared in the sense, I don't know, that's an interesting question, because I did make some changes at the beginning of the year of how I ordered and how I chose to inventory the store. I don't know. Did I know something? I'm not sure. I didn't know of COVID-19 coming through, but I did sense something in our economy. So I have been on a path of adjusting how we work and how we fill the store for our customers and what makes more sense, And I think going ethical and going kind of transparent and what we sell and, where it comes from, who gets paid what, has made it possible for me to curate tighter. So what we have in the business is it's not this abundance, but just something that it's individual to each other.
Right. Thank you. Christine, actually, are you there as our social media guru? I mean, that's an important space. Obviously, it's what we've all talked about as we've transitioned through everybody on this call, the value of social media. So give us some more insight.
Sure. Hey, so I know that in my space, I know a lot of fellow social media strategists, right? So first of all, we're all the connectors. We've all been hopping on digital. It's actually a little overwhelming. There's just so much out there right now. There's so much free information people are putting out, so many online gatherings. It's almost too much. It's almost overwhelmed. But I will say that at the beginning in my industry, there was a real discussion about, should you pause all your marketing? Should you just not market right now? People are still having this discussion weeks later. And I have always fallen very firmly in the camp of, God, no, don't stop marketing. Because here's the thing, even though it feels like, okay, our economy is ground to a halt, everything's stopped, people are out of work, first of all, that's not exactly true, right? There are still people working. And even the people who maybe are on pause right now, anyone who has any money, is a lot of people right now, they're giving to charity, but they're also giving to their local businesses to help keep them open where they can. People are shopping local. There's been this huge groundswell of ordering takeout from local restaurants. There's really been a focus on, okay, this is how you keep these businesses afloat. This is how you get them to still be there on the other side of all of this. So if you stop marketing, that's basically rolling over and, accepting defeat. And how are you going to be able to reopen on the other end of this? There are certainly ways to market cheaply or free. This is why I love social media, right? Because if you know what you're doing, you don't have to spend money to do it. And that's why I teach people how to do it, because the fact is I want to show them how they can do it. They have to pay me, but the fact is that hopefully pays dividends when they can do it themselves for free. But I really think that stopping all marketing and stopping communication with your audience and stopping building your audience is a huge mistake right now. But we just have to go at it a little differently. And here's the thing, it's a shift that should have happened already. The days of, here's my thing, just putting up, here's my thing, buy it, were already over. That already wasn't the way that consumers responded anymore. And that already wasn't the way that social media works most effectively. People would say, why isn't social media working for me? Because they were just saying, here's my thing, buy it. That hasn't worked for a while. So now's a really good opportunity for a paradigm shift that should last beyond this time of crisis communications. This is now a time to transition your marketing plan permanently from buy my thing to let's have a conversation. Let's talk about how I can help you. Because when it comes down to it, what feeling do you want people to have from your brand? What feeling do you want them to have when they come into your shop? What feeling do you want them to have when they purchase something from your shop, or when they see that thing or experience or use that thing that they've purchased from your shop? It's all about the feelings you create. When it comes down to it, no matter what you are selling or what you are doing for people, you are selling a feeling. So continue to provide that feeling. Even if you're in a position where your business is completely on pause and you can't benefit from it at all, the fact remains you are still branding, you are still nurturing those relationships, you are still positioning yourself as a person, as a brand, as a product, whatever. That gives a feeling. I do recommend being less sales oriented in your messaging right now, a lot more help oriented, but make sure that it's still on brand. Still make sure that you're not coming out of left field with your messaging. Hopefully you're already a somewhat caring business, right? I mean, I know Maria certainly is. I mean, being globally minded and ethical is really baked into her whole brand DNA from the start. So it does not seem ingenuine at all to be out there and saying, you know what, this is a global crisis we're all dealing with together. This emphasizes how connected we all are. And I feel like that's always been part of Maria's messaging, and that's really useful now. But I would say this is a lesson to people who haven't been online, as we've heard today. If you can get on, and everyone can get online, do get your business online to the degree that you can. There's all sorts of free tools out there. You can set up online shopping, not necessarily for free, but very affordably through things like Shopify, or if you have a website already through Squarespace or Wix. A lot of online shopping setups can be free or cheap. So I highly encourage you don't have to put everything on there. But if you can get just a few items, maybe each week you launch like a capsule collection or whatever, I highly recommend doing that. You can sell on social media, Facebook stores, Instagram shopping. So I highly recommend. It's a really good time to Google. There's a lot of free resources out there telling you how to set this stuff up yourself. It's a time to get over those fears.
Thanks, Christine. Oh my goodness. That was like amazing.
Yeah.
we could keep listening for hours on this, but we'll circle back to you though on the next question. But I do want to get Bill up for the next question because I know he has a really important meeting that he has to go to. Because the question is about pivoting, right, during this crisis, and not all businesses are able to do it and able to decide that, okay, make the decision. I know I'm not going to make any money right now. I'm actually going to give back. I'm going to do something that gives back to my community and to the citizens within it. So, Bill, are you still there? Because I would love you to share what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I've teamed up with Donna Davies-Tim, who is the president of the Nyack Art Collective. And we created this thing on March 20th called Nyack Mask Makers. So we have created with a network of 250 sewing machines, which Maria Luisa is a part of. We've created over 1,500 of these masks. So they're 3-ply masks with pleats, right, Maria? They're called pleats. Okay, I'm learning. With elastic, and they work like this. There's been such a discussion about masks online, and it's so hard to get reliable information. But at this point now, the CDC yesterday advised all Americans when they're outside to wear a homemade cloth mask, a cloth face covering. The notion in some countries that have really been successful in flattening the curve is that this prevents you from spreading it if you're asymptomatic. And it doesn't really prevent you from getting it. You still have to do all the social distancing. You still have to wash your hands and be careful. You still have to stay home. But if you're going outside, you're asked to do this. Our goal was to provide these masks for the hospital. So we've given Nyack Montefiore Hospital 1,200 masks.
Wow.
So that's 800 less than their staff. They have 2,000. We'll get to that goal this week. We're considering making masks for a larger population. We can't announce that yet. If people want to help provide masks for healthcare workers, they can go onto our website, nyackmaskmakers.com, and you can find a form so that you'll be given a template, a list of materials, elastic, and we can get you going. The hospitals want these. They need them desperately. We get calls from Columbia Presbyterian in the city, from Montefiore in the Bronx. The specs work. They're 3-ply. They're not used in surgical settings. We're not trying to replace a broken supply chain. We're the first wave of the cavalry. We need the rest of the government to get their act together and to get the masks here. But in the meantime, the healthcare workers are looking for these, and they're looking to us. So we want to provide for them. It's an extraordinary example of how quickly an organized community can react to a crisis like this. In a few matter of moments, the lists that have gone up, Christine Gritman and Greg Gritman created this incredible replenishing updatable spreadsheet that has all the restaurants that are up. So there's so many skills that we have that can help in a crisis because of our business, because of our experience, because of our skill set. So we urge everybody to join the Nyack Mask Makers. So if you have a sewing machine, obviously that I have a fondness for antiques. It's a very on-brand Nyack thing. But this Singer sewing machine, is what people have used probably sadly in the 1918 epidemic to make masks. So just dust it off. Same playbook, oddly enough, oddly how that works. But we're eager to work with anybody. So some of the businesses in this town have been greatly supportive, and we thank them. So Nyack Mask Makers is the site. I urge people to participate, and I thank everyone who has already.
Thanks, Bill. It's amazing work that you're doing. So if you need to drop off to get to your meeting, go right ahead. Thank you for joining us today. I know it's interesting. It's become such a fashion statement now.
Bye. Thanks, Louise. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Bill. So with this question, again, I just want to clarify that not everybody is able to pivot and do something like this? So this is not like a test, this question. And maybe as I go through everybody, and really let's keep this crisp and short because we're running long into this live chat. If you have something to share, a story from somewhere else, because this is about inspirational stories, aspirational stories, right? If it comes from us or it's coming from something you've heard elsewhere. So Lauren, if you can share something quickly with us, that would be wonderful too.
I don't really have a story to share, but what I'm trying to do in my own business just to help people out who need my help is I've dropped my prices significantly just to make it easier for people. So I've personally been very consumed by all of this and all of a sudden being a teacher for my second and third grader. So I haven't really had a lot of time to do, anything else, but for anybody who needs my help, I'm here. And again, have made it extremely affordable, cutting my prices in third just to, I know a lot of people are struggling right now. And then also happy to do sliding scale if you can't afford that. And also offering, free talks and stuff like that. So, but I definitely applaud everybody like Bill who has this ability to, do what he's doing and for the greater good.
Well, I think, Lauren, you're being very humble because I think that you are giving back enormously in just what you do day to day. So it's just a transition into a new way of doing it. Sarah and Will.
Hi.
I guess one of our things is it's always been our mission to kind of help educate our local community about herbal medicine and the benefits of it, living more naturally and holistically. I guess one of the things we're trying to do is just maybe post more on social media, not product related, but different information about natural medicine or homeopathic medicines and the benefits of it. Just trying to help educate people more about different ways to help protect themselves, whether it's our products that we sell here or products that they can buy from other companies that are still reputable. We're not necessarily biased. We don't carry everything. No one simply can, but we just want to give the best information that we can to everybody to really benefit them and help them live healthier lifestyles.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. Manal?
Hi. So I think what's really interesting is I posted something yesterday. It was a post about Fashion Show Fridays for customers to get dressed, take off their pajamas finally and put on something and post a picture or a video of them wearing clothes from the store. And actually that wasn't my idea. It was a customer who reached out to me. And I think that people just want a break from the stress of what's happening and want to lighten up and just find a little bit of normalcy in this crazy time. So anything that I can provide to put people at ease, make people able to just feel good about themselves and, look good and feel good. Any little thing that I can do really is a game changer for me because it is hard. I'm in my house. I've been posting videos in my pajamas of clothes to my customers because it's such a one-on-one experience. So I really don't want to lose that personal touch. And it's easy to get caught up watching the news and everything. And I just hope that I can give a little bit of an escape from all of that.
Thanks, Manal. I think that actually listening to our customers or even asking our customers during this time what they're looking for from us is a really important thing to do because it's very difficult as someone who's in it to sometimes look outside of the box and look in at yourself and make decisions, especially during this difficult time. Jane, do you have anything to add here?
Yes, hi. Well, over the years, so many people have come into my shop and said, oh, my mother was a fabulous knitter, or my grandmother was a wonderful knitter, and I can't do it. Now that so many people are staying home, it's a great time to make sure this tradition is not lost. And it does have so many benefits for your mental and spiritual health. So I'd say if you have a chance to learn from somebody who does know how to knit or crochet, or teach someone who doesn't, it will be beneficial for both the teacher and the learner. And you can knit masks. I don't know if they're as effective as the fabric masks, but there are many patterns available online.
Well, maybe it's more about having fabric underneath and then a knitted option on top. An alternative. There's many ways to go with these masks, I'm sure, if we really want to go there. Kim, Jane, make sure you mute yourself again.
Hi. I think one of the things that we need to focus on is taking care of ourselves as well. We can't help other people if we ourselves are down in the dumps or not well. So one of the things is, again, safe distancing. I like to go out for a walk every day, which I didn't normally get to do. I found that socializing with my neighbors and being more family oriented is huge. As much as we love our business, we also find time to be now coordinating with our families. If you're stressed out, take time to meditate. Earth, ground. I love to go out in the grass and put my feet in the ground and kind of just get back in touch with the earth. But I think taking care of yourselves, staying home, practice safe distancing are like key elements right now. I don't think we can help others if we can't help ourselves and be healthy ourselves.
That's absolutely right. I mean, before it was a matter of a combination of exhaustion and stress. And I know personally, I've kind of never felt so rested. I mean, the carbon footprint's reduced down to square miles at this point. And, and the stress is there, but the ability to manage the stress because the exhaustion has gone away. And, if you're able to be sleeping through this time, I mean, obviously many people, the stress affects sleep as well. But Laura, anything to add here? Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. Just a couple of things. I have been, I was able to help a little bit in the Make Some Noise initiative, which started last Sunday and I think is going to continue throughout on Sunday. So on this past Sunday at 7 p.m., my son and I sort of a little self-consciously went out on our porch with our pots and pans, even though we come from a long line of pots and pans bangers, but really only on New Year's Eve. And we looked at each other and we set a timer for 1 minute and we started, and then we were like, wait a second. And fortunately, we live in a neighborhood where we were able to hear the amazing Steve Bernstein playing his horn from his porch. So we muted our pots and pans so that everybody could enjoy listening to him. But it seems silly and corny, but you'd be surprised. It's super fun, it feels good, it's loud, it's silly, and it's 1 minute. And I think that the healthcare workers and first responders really appreciate it. Even if you're not within earshot of the hospital, which I am not, somebody will tell them about it if they're not able to hear you. So I think that's a great thing to do. And the other thing was I wanted to encourage everyone to join the Nyack Business Roundtable on Facebook, because I have found that to be so helpful and truly a wealth of information. And Meg Mayo, who runs Visit Nyack, is sort of spearheading that. Anyway, lots of good folks. The mayor is involved. He checks in, the Chamber of Commerce. So just another good source/resource, to help us move forward together and everybody put their good minds to great use for all of us. And want to thank you again for this opportunity and this platform. This has been super helpful. I have made a page full of notes. Thank you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Meryl?
Hi, yeah, thank you. Just listening to everybody has been so helpful today. So thank you, Louise. Thank you for putting this together. I know you've been going through an awful lot with family. So much appreciated. And we'll speak soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Meryl.
Are we going to somehow continue this format so that people is there some sort of continued opportunity for this format?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you guys were the test. And the fact that we've managed to get so many of you to come on, I think it's, it's very hard to motivate people. And I'm hoping that the other businesses in Nyack are watching today, and maybe they're going to reach out and say, Louise, let's do another one. So absolutely, we can.
Thank you, Trade and Prosper.
Thanks for bringing that up, Meryl.
Bye.
So Gina, an opportunity for you again to just promote, because I know that your business is right now converted over to doing these fundraisers.
Well, yeah, I'm pivoting in that direction as I'm trying to stay positive and looking at nature and all the beautiful things that are occurring in such a negative time. But I did pop into my shop briefly, and I noticed my plants, which I water often and sometimes neglect out of just simply being busy and dashing home. I hadn't been in there for a week, and when I returned yesterday, my plants are strong. They're like reaching for the light. And I have a geranium that's 2 years old that has wintered over. There's buds, and it brought me to a place of confidence and knowing that life will go on, and my shop will be there waiting for everyone to come back in. So as I pivot with Instagram and social media and having the community of Nyack and the neighbors that we have and the friends and family, I feel positive. I'm just trying to be patient and hold on tight, and do what I can for others.
Thanks,
at this time, because I have a lot of time, free time.
Thank you. Yeah, I've said to many people that I'm just so thankful that we're going into spring versus going into winter. I think taking those walks and just seeing everything blooming just allows you to forget and relax and enjoy your surroundings for a minute. Maria.
Hi. So I've been busy. I've been checking in on some customers, on friends. I've done grocery shopping for folks who are better off not leaving the house. I've been busy also with mask making through the Nyack Mask Makers Project, and that's been a really good thing for me, because it at a time when I felt I wasn't anything I could do for my business, let alone anybody else, just gave me real purpose. And so this is my personal mask right here.
Beautiful.
It's one of the masks, and that's been great. So I made a mask for the mask makers. I've made masks for my family. I've made masks for my friends, and getting a lot of requests. I partnered with the Wholeness Center in Valley Cottage, and we're giving away 4 care packages that the way it works is you send in a nomination for someone who you believe could use this care box. And we will be choosing from it. There are 2 prizes there are prices that are combined from the Wholeness Center and from Maria Luisa. And this is just one of the things that's been wonderful, is getting together with people who and you've known a while, but you're so busy running your own businesses that you barely say hello or like something, you're just like, you're together, but you're not together at all. And we have connected again, and we're sharing a lot of our resources. We're working together. We're doing a Facebook Live on Monday, I think at 3:00. It will be through the Wholeness Center. And it's a fashion segment on what to wear on your virtual meetings from waist up. So it's, you have to put a little humor on it, but it's all part of working together and wellness and doing that sort of thing, where I'm focusing on wellness packages within the shop and encouraging people to actually order them for people who they think could have a better day by receiving them. And if that happens to be you, then that's you, but just that intent of passing it forward. And I hope to continue to do this. I do have a lot of energy, fortunately, which I guess means I'm still healthy. So every day I'm grateful that I still want to do these things. I've been chatting with friends. I've been Zooming a lot. I've hosted a dance party. I've joined happy hours. It's just a different way of being. and I'm learning my way through it. And I am in that population over 60, so I guess I should be staying home also, but I'm taking every precaution possible. I'm in good health. I have a good gut, so I think it works in my favor. And yeah, this is something that I'm not going to forget. And in a way, it's a way to find balance, to really let go of the things that really don't matter, that we were so caught up on, and really focus on what really does matter. And yes, I agree with all of you. Taking care of yourself is equally important. But noticing people around you, and to me, it's equally important. People who don't have the ability to say I need help.
Thanks, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody who's listening in that, this call has a component to it of giving back. And I do encourage everyone to go to the website. So you'll see it at the end of this call. There'll be a slide that comes up with all the information of everyone on this call, because portions of the proceeds are going to the Nyack Center, which is a very, very important space that we want to keep in Nyack, important to Rockland County as a whole. Christine, you want to come on? I mean, again, this is an opportunity for you to share what you've been doing and helping people with the struggle with social media.
Sure. just like I said, that businesses should use this as an opportunity to do a long overdue shift from really sales-based content to help-based content, which can still sell. I'm doing that transition myself. For years, I've had all my friends in my industry who are more successful than I am really saying, give as much as you can away for free. And that's scary, right? Especially for a small business, because you come from this scarcity mindset of, if I give it away, I'm not going to make any money. And it couldn't be further from the truth. And regardless, especially at a time like now when we're in crisis, having something that you can give away that helps people, you benefit, because not only do you feel good, you also sharpen your skills, but also you get the benefit of having these vibrant businesses around you and being able to help these people who really do color your environment in so many ways and make it a better place. Nyack's business community, Nyack's small business community is so ridiculously incredible. It's just such an inspiration. This call is a perfect example of how incredible it is. And I'm so grateful to be in a community like this. I gave a shout out on my Facebook page the other day about the people who are creating things. Some of them were already shouted out, like Bill and Donna with the Mask Project, where they're providing masks for Nyack Hospital, which were developed in conjunction with Nyack Hospital. So they're like the good kind that people really need. Kim Cross at the Nyack Center, everyone at the Nyack Center, including volunteers at the Nyack Center, people who are taking that risk and helping put together food packages for lower income families. They already fed lots of children and families in our community. And now they're taking on the additional burden of feeding people who were previously getting free or reduced cost breakfast and lunch at the schools. So they are doing like twice as much as they were already doing on less budget. So just, it's incredible. And they've also been bringing the community together with Zoom coffees every Friday. And I know Maria's been pulling some stuff like that together too. Evan Karszewski in Blauvelt. She's incredible. Not Nyack, but she's been doing this Orangetown wide. And of course, Nyack's part of Orangetown, this group called Orangetown Restaurants Open for Takeout and Delivery. It grew to thousands of members so quickly, and it really snowballs that energy around helping keep some of those food businesses afloat. It's encouraging people to order takeout or delivery from a local restaurant, post it. She recently had a huge raffle where she gave away gift cards to a lot of these restaurants that can be used after all this is done to people who had been supporting that community by doing takeout. Meg Mayo, Don Hammond, what they've done with Nyack Business Roundtable on Facebook is just incredible. The fact that Mayor Don Hammond has been on conference calls with our business community several times a week, just really communicating because communication is what we all need right now, right? No one can wave a wand and make this better for everybody. But as long as people know they're being heard, people are working together, because on these calls and in this community, someone's saying, here's a problem I'm having. Someone else says, I'm having that problem too. Let's work together and see what we can do here. I know that people are working on that regarding rents and landlords and things like that. It's just been incredible. I already knew this town was amazing. I already loved the spirit of this town, the fact that it is so defined by doers. And this has just been an extra incredible example of that. It shouldn't take a tragedy. And in this town, it doesn't take a tragedy, because we were already like this. And this is really bringing out the best of the Nyack community, I think.
First, I want to thank all of you for coming on today and sharing your business with us and telling us how you're doing. We need to stay connected and try to keep our community intact, and with positive actions, even through this terrible time. And I wish you all to stay safe and healthy first and foremost. Just a reminder to all of those listening that all purchases throughout today with our participating businesses proceeds will go towards the Nyack Center, again, a long-standing nonprofit organization in our community that serves the Nyacks and the larger community of Rockland County, supporting children, youth, and families through educational and recreational programs. A big thank you again to the Village of Nyack, the Mayor and the Chamber, as well, again, as the businesses here today. It really does take a village, especially one like Nyack. Please follow Trade and Prosper on Facebook and Instagram, and join me on Trade and Prosper community page to keep the conversation going. I'll be posting on there information around some free webinars that we'll be offering, hopefully next week. And like I said, listen to the podcasts that are up there and to Trade and Prosper, the makers, on Spotify and Apple. Thank you for joining us on Nyack Live. Stay safe and help flatten the curve by staying home. Thanks, guys.